So here's the passenger side window of a Scion 2006 XB. And the problem is that you can roll down usually, but then when you try and roll up, it either works very slowly or it will only work part way and stop, and you have to wait a couple minutes like that. Now if I wait a couple minutes, I might get a little more height out of it, but it takes quite a fuss factor to get the window to roll up. So this is how to replace the motor and regulator in an electric window on a 2006 Scion XB. The 06 Scion XB has an attachment Phillips head screw here right at the door handle, and also has one down in here inside of the door pull that you'll need to take off. There's also a little plastic pop rivet that will pop out from that. But removing this screw and the one that's down in here will allow you to then pull the door panel out and lift it up. So I'm just using a regular Phillips head screwdriver to take this screw out. Now I'm going to take the screw out that's down here. Now I'm going to take a screwdriver that I put some duct tape on to prevent from scratching, and I'm just going to work to get in between this door panel and the door. And just gently pop the door panel, and once you get it popped, the whole thing will just come open. So we're just popping this. And as you work this off, be careful because there are wires that are attached to your electronic switches and you don't want to just pull this thing out. You want to move it carefully and then go behind and unplug those wires. So here are the wires connecting your electric switches to the rest of the car, and they are where you have to press a little tab to release them. And so you press the tab and pull. So the tab on this one is right here, and you have to press it and then it'll come off. Now you've removed your wires and you can take the door panel out. So this is the vapor shield and also the insulation sound barrier, so that it's not as noisy in your car. And you want to peel that back carefully. You can see this one's already come away a bit, it's not glued on. But this allows you access. And these two bolts are just holding the bracket, so I'm just going to cut the plastic around them. This allows me access to all the bolts that are going to hold on to the window register and get at those. So the bolts that hold the actual window to the register are, one is here and one needs to be lowered. The window needs to be lowered so I can see it right through here, and then I'll be able to take those two bolts off and the window will be able to be taken off of this whole contraption. Now you can either bring the panel over and plug in the whole panel with a switch, or I have taken the switch out and I can lower it now just with a switch so that I can make sure that I can get to that bolt. And let me show you the little bolt through the hole here. And there it is. That's the bolt you're going for, that attaches to the other end right there. So those two bolts removed will let you raise the window up and out of the way. That's the one you want right in there. So I put my socket on it and just start taking that out. There it is. Here's the other one. Here we go. And I'm just going to put a big old piece of tape here. So I can get the window up out of the way. Hold it into place. and I can remove what I need to remove. Now it's safe. Some of what you need to get to are bolts here and this plug-in right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this plastic off, give me more free access to the plug that you'll undo, these 4 bolts, and we'll have others over here that we're going to do. So these are all 10 millimeter. Just get started with that. And there we go. A couple of pieces to take off. Just going to pull this out the bottom, and there you go. So it's going to go back in where these 4 bolts line up with these bolt holes. This little, where the spring is, hooks through there. This hooks up with these 2 here, and that's your configuration. Okay, so we're going to fit this thing inside here. There we go. So you can use that center point near the spring to line up. Help your line. Get a couple of bolts in there. Wrench on those. Bring it kind of fairly snug so we can make sure everything's in the right position. So we know it won't fall out. Now let's see where. That. So we've just snugged up the bolts. We're going to get the wire that's dangling down, feed it through, plug it in. It plugs in and fits, so we're going with that. Let's see if the component will move up and down by itself. So we've got the car turned on, got the switch plugged in here just temporarily, and you see that works really well. So we want to line up that we can reach the hole there that we need to bolt the window back on. And we're good. We'll bolt the window in now. So I've removed the tape from the window. It left a residue. One good reason not to use duct tape. Lowering the window right onto the track. Go line that up. So we're just bolting in the window to the register. Nice and snug, don't need to over tighten. And then we'll test it. And it's just like when I work on computers, as you turn them on and start them up, you say the little computer prayer, which goes something like this. Sure hope this works. Well, and there you go. That wasn't the problem, because this one won't raise it up either. Okay, so epic fail. got a new switch and a new register, and that's not what's the problem. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so it does work with the driver's side. And this is the old switch, so I'm going to put the new switch in and we'll see if that's it. Let me just use a little touch of duct tape to hold it into place. Okay, so we're going to bring the door panel in. I'm going to plug in the window and the door lock switch. Okay, so here's our window and door lock switches that we need to plug in. There's the window. Here's the door lock. So you want to lift the door up over, get the lock aligned with the slot. Get the door lock aligned with the slot in the panel. And there you go. Now we're ready to put this back in with the screw. Put the screw in here. Gonna pop it around the bottom into place.